What if one of the biggest stars in the NBA chose a life of simplicity over luxury? What if fame, money, and global attention didn't change who you are? This is the story of Jayson Tatum, a superstar on the court, but something very different off it. Because while millions watch him dominate games with the Boston Celtics, very few truly understand how he lives when the spotlight fades. In 2026, Jayson Tatum's lifestyle is not what you would expect from a multimillionaire athlete. Yes, he has the money. Yes, he has the fame. But instead of chasing flashy luxury, he leans towards something rare: balance, privacy, and simplicity. His Boston area home reflects that mindset perfectly. A place that feels calm, grounded, and personal rather than overly extravagant. It's not just about luxury, it's about comfort. A space where he can step away from the pressure of being one of the league's biggest names and just be himself. With an estimated net worth of over $40 million, he has already built a strong financial foundation at a relatively young age. But what makes his story powerful isn't just the money, it's how he carries it. Because Jayson Tatum isn't just building a career, he's building a life. A life centered around discipline, focus, and something even more important: family. Away from the cameras, he spends time with his son, creating moments that matter more than trophies or contracts. And that's what separates him from many others. Because while the world sees highlights, his real life is built in quiet moments. But don't let the calm lifestyle fool you. Because behind this peaceful image is a relentless competitor. Someone who worked through doubt, pressure, and expectations to reach the top. From a young age, the spotlight was already on him. Expectations were high, and the journey was anything but easy. Yet through hard work and consistency, Jayson Tatum turned potential into reality. And today, every part of his lifestyle reflects that journey. From the home he lives in to the life he has built, everything tells a story of discipline and growth. But what about his cars, his income beyond basketball, and the real details of his wealth? In the next part, we go deeper into Jayson Tatum's lifestyle, exploring his fortune, daily routine, and the luxury behind his simple life. Now let's take a closer look at how Jayson Tatum built his wealth, because behind that calm and simple lifestyle is a powerful financial foundation that continues to grow every year. As one of the leading stars of the Boston Celtics, his NBA contract alone brings in tens of millions, placing him among the highest paid young players in the league. But just like the greats before him, his income doesn't stop at basketball. Over time, he has built a strong portfolio through endorsements, partnerships, and brand deals, turning his image into a long-term business. Major collaborations with global brands have added millions to his earnings, making his net worth grow faster than most players at his age. And that's where his mindset becomes clear. Because for Jayson Tatum, success isn't just about earning money, it's about managing it wisely. When it comes to cars, his collection reflects his personality: clean, stylish, and powerful, without being overly flashy. Luxury SUVs, performance cars, and premium rides are part of his garage. But just like his lifestyle, everything feels balanced rather than excessive. Think elegance over extravagance. But the real luxury in his life isn't just cars or money, it's time. Time to focus on himself, time to stay disciplined, and most importantly, time to be present for his family. His daily routine reflects the mindset of a player who is still hungry for greatness. Early training sessions, strict fitness schedules, and constant skill development are all part of his life, even after reaching superstar status. Because for Jayson Tatum, success is not something you achieve once. It's something you maintain every day. And behind that discipline is a story of pressure and expectations. Being labeled a future star at a young age comes with challenges, constant comparisons, criticism, and the weight of proving yourself every single season. There were moments where he had to push through doubt, moments where the pressure of performance could have slowed him down. But instead of breaking, he adapted, he improved, he evolved, and that's exactly why his lifestyle today feels so different. Because it's not built on hype, it's built on consistency. But there's still more to his journey. What were the defining achievements that turned him into one of the NBA's most respected players, and how did he build a legacy so early in his career? In the next part, we dive into the achievements, struggles, and moments that shaped Jayson Tatum into a global superstar. Now let's look at the moments that truly shaped the rise of Jayson Tatum. Because his journey to becoming an NBA superstar wasn't just about talent. It was about proving himself when it mattered most. From the very beginning, expectations followed him everywhere. Even before stepping into the NBA, he was already seen as a future star. But with that kind of attention comes pressure, the kind that can either build you or break you. When he entered the league and joined the Boston Celtics, he didn't take long to make an impact. His smooth scoring ability, confidence under pressure, and natural leadership quickly turned him into one of the most important players on the team. But the real test came in the biggest moments. Playoff games, high-pressure situations, expectations from fans and critics alike, and time after time, he delivered. Whether it was clutch performances or stepping up when his team needed him the most, Jayson Tatum proved that he wasn't just a talented player. He was a leader in the making. His achievements began to stack up: all-star selections, record-breaking performances, and deep playoff runs that brought him closer to championship glory. But what makes his story powerful isn't just the highlights, it's the growth. Because behind every great performance, there were lessons. Games where things didn't go as planned. Moments where criticism was loud. Times where he had to step back, learn, and improve. And that ability to evolve is what separates good players from great ones. Instead of letting pressure define him, he used it as fuel. And as his career progressed, his role became bigger. Not just as a scorer, but as the face of the franchise. A player who carries expectations, inspires teammates, and represents one of the most historic teams in NBA history. And with that role comes responsibility, something he has embraced with maturity beyond his years. But beyond the court, his achievements tell a deeper story. A young athlete who turned potential into reality. A competitor who stayed focused despite distractions. And a man who continues to build a life that balances success with purpose. Because for Jayson Tatum, greatness isn't just about reaching the top. It's about staying there. But the story isn't complete yet. Because in the final part, we uncover the full picture, his lifestyle today, his legacy in the making, and what the future holds for one of the NBA's brightest stars. In the end, the story of Jayson Tatum is not just about talent, fame, or millions in the bank. It's about building a life that stays grounded, no matter how high you rise. From becoming the face of the Boston Celtics to establishing himself as one of the most consistent performers in the league, his journey reflects discipline, focus, and long-term vision. But what truly sets him apart is what happens off the court. While many young superstars get lost in luxury and attention, he chose something different. A lifestyle centered around simplicity, a mindset focused on growth, and a life built around family. His Boston home represents more than just wealth. It represents balance, a place where he can disconnect from the pressure, recharge, and stay connected to what truly matters. Because for Jayson Tatum, success isn't just about scoring points or winning games. It's about creating a life that feels real. His net worth continues to grow through contracts, endorsements, and smart decisions. But his approach remains the same: calm, focused, and disciplined. And that's what makes his journey so powerful. Because while the world sees highlights and headlines, the real story is happening quietly. In the work he puts in every day, in the time he spends with family, and in the mindset keeps him moving forward. And as his career continues, one thing is certain: the legacy of Jayson Tatum is still being written, not just as a superstar, but as a symbol of balance in a world driven by fame. Because in the end, true success isn't just about how high you rise, it's about how grounded you stay while you're there.